My name is Libby Hill, and I'm here with a few members of the massive Twin Peaks cast. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I just have a couple minutes. I mean, I have so many questions, but I'll just ask a few of them today. Let me start with Naomi and Kyle. You are both veterans to the Lynchverse, right? So every episode of Twin Peaks that airs, all of the critics, all of the fans are online dissecting everything. When you're in the middle of it, do you know what's happening? Like, I understand that you have scripts ahead of time, but are you just lost? Do you lose yourself in the moment and just in the narrative flow, or do you find yourself wondering, I don't know what I'm doing here?
You answer first.
Okay. I know pretty much what's happening in the scenes that I'm involved in, at least for what I'm trying to do, I guess. But there are continual surprises. We always reference episode 8, or hour 8, I should say, because that one, that really moves into a whole nother place. So, but in terms of the stuff between like Naomi and I, we know kind of what's expected, and then of course the fun is finding it with David.
Right.
And,
right.
I'll totally contradict that by saying
I wish you would.
He definitely had the upper hand in that he had all of the scripts and he wasn't really sharing any of that information.
And you were
he
also
wasn't what
played
you call
all
a
of the
team
characters.
Player. No, I'm just kidding.
The best team player.
Best team player, as is David. Yes, there are many things that are unknown, and I didn't have the whole script. I just had scenes, some of which the lines were completely blacked out. But having gone through it before with David, I just allowed myself to enjoy the not knowing. I think it's actually quite a liberating thing to not have too much going on in your head.
Right, and you two are very close. I've read your Instagram feed. So you and David are very you're like BFFs.
Totes.
So you're besties. That's really good. Like that's heartening to hear, Naomi. I'm going to be honest with you.
We go. I went up and had some coffee with him because that's what you do in his workshop. And, and we shoot the breeze, and some of it's just fun, silly talk, and a lot of it is actually going quite deep.
That's amazing.
He's a true friend and a mentor, obviously.
That's wonderful. Mm-hmm. For Tim and Don, what is it like to come into Lynch's world? I mean, you're both established, accomplished actors. Is it?
Am I?
That's what I've been told. I don't know. I looked you up online. It seems like you've had a very good career.
I was at home. I was just in an armchair, just very comfortable. I was eating a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios at the time, and
love it.
David called me up and said, "Would you do a bit of this?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." But you get a couple of scenes. You get that. I had no idea. I didn't even know you were in it till the list came out.
Right.
I don't even know who you are. But I wanted to work with him, and I can't give the game away on that.
Well, that's fair.
But it's fun.
No one knows who he is.
Nobody knows.
He's a man of mystery.
He's a man of mystery.
That's very true. Don, how was it for you to come into the Lynchverse?
Well, I had didn't even see David, and I was totally astonished to be offered the part because he hadn't seen me in years, I'm sure, and I could have walked in with a sort of little something up my nose and pulling a tank of air or something like this, and dodder it in and did the part, and he would have been stuck with me. So I appreciate that very much.
You should have done that. That feels like it would have been a really good bit. Then what would he have done?
It would have been an interesting character.
Yeah, right?
That
That's
would make
a
it
really
work,
great
right.
choice. So what have you been, I'm not going to ask you to spoil yourselves because I don't want any of you to be killed, but what have you so far been most excited for fan response to in this in the series so far?
I mean, I think just curious to see how people responded to David Lynch being back on television. Really, that was it for me. Nothing more than that.
Yeah, the response has been pretty amazing.
Yeah.